श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जाय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जू की जाय। नित्यानंद विष्णु विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर शत शिशुमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जाय। नित्यानंद विष्णु विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर शत शिशुमार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जाय। नित्यानंद विष्णु विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर शत शिशुमार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जाय। नित्यानंद विष्णु विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर शत शिशुमार भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जाय। नित्यानंद विष्णु महाभागवत श्री गौरकिशोरदास बाबूजी महाराज की जाय। नित्यानंद विष्णु श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जाय। नित्यानंद विष्णु वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबूजी महाराज की जाय। श्री रूपानुग गुरु वर्ग की जाय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शार गोसाई प्रभु की जाय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जाय। नाम जय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जाय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जाय। सर्व अभीष्ट प्रदाते गिरिराज महाराज की जाय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जाय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जाय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जाय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जाय। श्री पूर्णमासी योगमाया की जाय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जाय। श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जाय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जाय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद जय। श्री गोविंद घोष की जय। तदीय शुभ तिथि की जय। श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय।
तिथि की जय।
जय श्रीपाद भक्तिवेदांत सज्जन महाराज की जय। जय श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्रीनिताय गौर प्रेमानंदे
की जय।
की जय। जय श्री गुरुदेव की जय। Hare Krishna, everybody. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen. We'll start the Mangala Charan. अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अवतीर्णौ सकारुण्यो परिच्छिन्नो सरीश्वरो श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य नित्यानन्दो द्वौ भ्रातरो भजे। नमस्त्रिकालसत्याय जगन्नाथसुताय च सभृत्याय सपुत्राय सकलत्राय ते नमः। जय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य लक्ष्मीकांत जय जय नित्यानंद वल्लभ एकांत जय जय वैकुंठ ईश्वर न्यासीराज जय 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 भक्त समाज जय जय पतित पावन गौरचंद्र दान देहो हृदये तोमार पद द्वंद्व शेष खंड कथा भाई सुनो एक चिते नीलाचले गौरचंद्र आयला जय माते। तवाय वास्मी न जीवामि त्वया विना इति विज्ञाय देवी त्वां नायमां चरणान्तिकम्। भक्त्या विहीना अपराधलक्षाय क्षिप्ताष्टकामादितराङ्गमध्ये कृपामयि त्वं शरणं प्रपन्ना वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दम्। भज श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंदा Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The glories of Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata and Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur from Śrī Caitanya-charitamrita. Ore mura lok shuno Chaitanya manga, Chaitanya mahima jatre jani beshaka. Krishna lila bhagavate kohe ved vyas, Chaitanya lila vyas vrindavana das, vrindavana das koilo Chaitanya manga. Jahara shavane nashe sarvaya manga. Chaitanya nitar jate jani mahima, jate jani Krishna bhakti siddhanter sima, Bhagavate jata bhakti siddhanter sar, likhiya chen iha jani koriya udhar. Chaitanya mangala shune jadi pashande javan, sheho maha vaishnava hoy tatakhan. Manushe rachite nare aiche granta dhanya, Vrindavana dasa mukhe vakta Śrī Caitanya, Vrindavana dasa pare koti namaskar, aiche granta kori teha tari la sansar. Narayani Chaitanya uchishta bhajan, Tar garbe janmila Shridasa Vrindavan, Tar ki adbhuta Chaitanya charita varnan, Jahara shavane shuddha koilo tribhuvan. Sahaje vichitra madhur Chaitanya vihar, Vrindavan dasa mukhe amrite dhar. By nature, all the activities of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu are very wonderful and sweet. And when they are described by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, they become like a shower of nectar. Jai Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki Jai. Jai Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata ki Jai. The Gaudiya Bhashya of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki Jai.
Vedvyas ki jai.
Jai Vedvyas ki Jai. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Gaur. Hare Krishna, everybody. First of all, Dandavat Pranams, Sajan Maharaj. And Dandavat Pranams. Dandavat Pranams, Nri Hari Prabhu and Bhavatarani Mataji and Shubhananda Prabhu, Krishna Mai Didi, and let's see on YouTube and Facebook, Amit Dandekar, and that's strange. Usually there's a lot of people by now. Anyhow, I guess everybody's a bit late today. All right. So pranams everybody and everybody watching in the future also. Hare Krishna.
Pranams Prabhu, Pranam Maharaj, Saja Maharaj, Sri.
Jai.
Hari Hari.
Hari Prabhu ki.
Hari Bol. All glories to all devotees. Glories to assembled devotees. Hari Bol.
Todas las gracias, los devotos reunidos.
Todas las glorias.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Hari
Time
Bol.
of liberty.
Hare Krishna. All right, so we are continuing on with our reading of Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata. Tomorrow we will be having a Dainik Nadia Prakash session with Śrīvāsa. He'll show us all the highlights of what he's been translating from Dainik Nadia Prakash, but now we're continuing on from Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata, and then at the end, Shripad Sajan Maharaj read a very nice excerpt to me, or a class from Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Goswami Maharaj. So maybe when we're finished with the Caitanya-bhāgavata reading, we can read that as well, about Govinda Ghosh, whose disappearance day it is today. All right, so first we'll read the summary of Srila Bhakti Pramod, most likely Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, the Katha Sar, and Caitanya-bhāgavata. All right. One second, I just have some tea for my throat. Just give me 1 second. Okay. After removing the offenses of the offenders in Kulia, the place where offenses are eliminated. Oh, and just let me know, I have the fan on. Is it okay if there's too much wind noise from the fan? Let me know and I can shut it off. Okay. So after removing the offenses of the offenders in Kulia and delivering the living entities there, Mahaprabhu, with a group of devotees, departed for Mathura, down the road by the side of the Ganga. The Lord went to the village of Ramakeli, situated on the bank of the Ganga near Goda, with the desire to spend 4 or 5 days at a solitary place there. But after news of Mahaprabhu's arrival and Ramakeli quickly spread everywhere, his loud roaring, his kirtan, crying,
Gaur Haribo,
Gaur Haribo, and his appeal to everyone to chant the holy name of Hari attracted the attention of even the infidels. When the local constable related the topics of this wonderful sannyasi to the king, even that infidel, King Hussein Shah, considered that Mahaprabhu was the Supreme Lord. Even King Hussein Shah considered that Mahaprabhu was the Supreme Lord. Still, fearing that it was not impossible that the king's mind might change through the conspiracy of wicked people, some devotees secretly sent a messenger to the Lord requesting him to leave Ramakeli. I think in Chaitanya Charitamrita explains Sanatana Goswami advised the Lord, right, to not go to Vrindavan with such a huge crowd of people. Yeah, I never got around to reading that, but anyways, or maybe I'm thinking of a different time. I don't know. When a Brahmin informs the Lord's associates about this, their hearts filled with anxiety. The Lord, who is the super soul of everyone, then instilled fearlessness in them by personally revealing his own omnipotence and his supremacy that is unknown even to the Vedas. And he promised that he would distribute the holy name to everyone in this age, except the offenders at the feet of the Vaishnavas. Mahaprabhu also predicted that his name would be spread to every town and village throughout the world. Changing his plan to go to Mathura, Mahaprabhu started walking south from Ramakeli and eventually reached the house of Advaita in Shantipur. In this connection, the author relates an incident to show the difference between the extraordinary attachment for Lord Chaitanya of Shri Achyutananda, the son of Advaita, and the behavior of Advaita's other so-called sons, who are averse to Lord Chaitanya. One day, an exalted sannyasi came to Śrī Advaita's house and inquired from him about how Keshav Bharati was related to Chaitanya. According to worldly etiquette, Śrī Advaita Acarya said that Keshav Bharati was a spiritual master of Chaitanya. On hearing this reply, the 5-year-old naked Achyutananda, smilingly, yet in an angry mood, asked his father what kind of conclusion was it that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Chaitanya, the spiritual master of all, has a spiritual master? What? After hearing this conclusive statement from his 5-year-old son, Achyutananda, Śrī Advaita Acarya said that Achyuta was actually the father, and that he, Advaita Acarya, is saying he was the son. Achyutananda has appeared in this world as a son to teach the actual truth. When after speaking in this way, Advaita begged forgiveness from his son, Achyutananda became embarrassed and bent his head down. And on seeing the proper exchange on seeing the proper exchange of etiquette between a perfect father and a perfect son, the sannyasi became stunned and then happily left that place while chanting the holy name of Hari. In this regard, Thakur Vrindavan describes the glories of Śrī Achyutananda, who is fixed at the lotus feet of Śrī Caitanya, and the position of Śrī Advaita's other so-called sons, who are fit to be punished by Yamaraj. When Śrī Advaita Acarya was thus overwhelmed by the behavior of Śrī Achyutananda, Śrī Gaurasundar arrived there with his associates at that very moment. Sriman Mahaprabhu bestowed special mercy on Achyutananda and stayed at the house of Advaita to enjoy his saṅkīrtana pastimes. Advaita Acarya then sent a palanquin and some men to Navadvip to bring Mother Shachi, who is afflicted with separation from the Lord and who is none different from Mother Yashoda, to Shantipur. Immediately after hearing about the Lord's arrival, when Mother Shachi, along with Gangadas Pandit, Murari Gupta, and other devotees came to Shantipur, Mahaprabhu circumambulated her and offered prayers to her by addressing her as Devaki, Yashoda, Devahuti, Prishni, Kaushalya, and Aditi. And I remember it mentioned Ganga also. The devotees glorified the wonderful extent of Mother Shachi's devotional service and praised the glories of the name I. Advaita Acharya took permission from the Lord for Mother Shachi to personally cook and feed him. After Mother Shachi cooked various types of vegetables and as many as 20 varieties of the Lord's favorite shak, spinach, and offered them to the Lord, Mahaprabhu relished those foodstuffs with great satisfaction while praising Mother Shachi's wonderful cooking and the stimulation for varieties of service awakened by those various shaks, which are dear to Krishna. And we sang that song by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Ekadina Shantipuri, Ekadina Shantipure, Prabhu Advaita Acarya, Dui Prabhu Bhojane Boshila. Shaka Kori Ashvadan, Prabhu Bole Bhaktagan, E Shaka Krishna Ashvadilo, E Shaka Ashvadane, Krishna Prema Aise Mage. Forgot it now. Anyways, but it's a nice kirtan to sing. Whenever you eat shak, you can sing that song. The nectarian remnants of Mahaprabhu were plundered and relished by the devotees. Then Sri Murari Gupta recited prayers and glorification to Lord Ramachandra before Mahaprabhu and his associates. Placing his lotus feet on Murari's head, Mahaprabhu awarded him the benediction that he would remain the eternal servant of Ram. So that's where we read up to in our last reading the day before yesterday. And now we are going to continue on. Anyways, I'll just jump to where we're reading now. What verse is that? 346. Hare Krishna, Raseshwari Mataji, and Stanley Green, and Champak Mataji. Hare Krishna. Okay. Where is it? Wait, what did I say? 347. That's 346. One second. Okay, one second. Just gonna drink a little bit more of this. Actually, I should wash my hands because it's contaminated. Just give me 1 second.
No water?
No. Okay, I am back. Okay. Okay, so what was the previous verse? Let's see. Let's just see here the benediction Mahaprabhu gave Murari Gupta. Okay. So after hearing Murari Gupta's prayers, Sri Gaurasundar was pleased and placed his lotus feet on Murari's head. Listen, Gupta, by my mercy, you will be the servant of Ram without disturbance, birth after birth. If a person takes shelter of you for even a moment, he will certainly attain the lotus feet of Ram. When everyone heard the benediction Lord Chaitanya gave Murari Gupta, they all exclaimed, Jai, Jai. In this way, the lion-like Gaurachandra enjoyed his pastimes, surrounded by his servants who were like bumblebees at the lotus feet of the Lord. Henoy shamoy kushto rogi ekajan prabhur sammukhe asi dilo darshan. At that time, one leper came and stood before the Lord. Dandavata hoya purilo artanade tui bahutuli maha arti kori kande. He fell flat before the Lord, raised his two arms, and cried pathetically. Samsar udhar lagi tumi kripamoy. Prithivir maje asi hoila udoy. The leper said, O merciful Lord, you have appeared in this world to deliver the living entities. Paradukha dekhi tumi svabhava katar, eteke ailu mui tomar gochar. You are by nature unhappy to see the distress of others. Therefore, I have come before you. Kushtoroge pirita jwalai mui mori, boloho upay more kona mate tori. I am suffering from leprosy, and my body is burning. Please tell me how I may be relieved. Shuni Mahaprabhu Kushta Rogir Vachan, Bolite Lagila Krode Koria Tarjan. When Mahaprabhu heard the leper's words, he began to chastise him in an angry mood. Gucho Gucho Mahapapi Vidyamana Hoite, Tore Dekhile O Papa Janmae Lokete. Mahaprabhu said, "Get out of here, you great sinner. Leave my sight. Just by seeing you, one incurs sin." Gaudiya Bhashya by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada. The phrase Gucho Gucho means get lost, get lost. Parama dharmika jadi dekhe tor mukh, সেই দিবসে তাহার অবশ্য হয় dukh. If even a most pious person sees your face, you will certainly meet with distress that day. Vaishnava nindaka tui papa durachar, iha hoite dukhator, koto ache ar. You are the most sinful, wretched blasphemer of Vaishnavas. There is much more misery awaiting you. E jvala sahite na paro dushtamati, kemote koriba kumbi pakete vasati. Yeah, there's much more misery awaiting you. Oh, wicked-minded one, you are unable to tolerate this burning pain. So how will you tolerate the suffering in Kumbhi Paka? Jai Vaishnava name hoy, sansar pavitra, brahmadi gayan jai Vaishnava charitra. The entire world is purified by chanting the name of a Vaishnava. Personalities headed by Brahma glorify the characteristics of such Vaishnavas. Jai Vaishnava bhojile achintya Krishna pai, Shai Vaishnava puja hoite boro arnai. There is nothing superior to the worship of the Vaishnavas, for by worshipping such Vaishnavas, one attains the inconceivable Lord Krishna. Shesharama ajabhava nija deha hoite, Vaishnava Krishner priya kohe bhagavate. In the Śrīmad Bhagavatam, Krishna declares that a Vaishnava is more dear to him than Shesh, Lakshmi, Brahma, Shiva, and his own body. And here's the verse. Na tata me priyatama atmadyoni na shankara, na cha shankarshano na shrir, na ivatma chayata bhavan. So in Śrīmad Bhagavatam, Krishna says, "O Uddhav, neither my son Brahma, nor my form as Shankar, nor my brother Sankarshan, nor my wife Lakshmi is as dear to me as you or a devotee. What's more, even my own self is not as dear." So Mahaprabhu said, "Heno Vaishnavir ninda kore jai jan, she pai dukha janma jivan maran." Therefore, anyone who blasphemes such a Vaishnav suffers miseries in birth, life, and death. Vidyakul tapasya vifal tahar, Vaishnava nindaye je papi durachar. The education, high birth, and austerities of a sinful, wretched person who blasphemes Vaishnavas are all useless. Puja o tahar Krishna na kore grahan, Vaishnaver ninda kore jai papishta jan. Krishna does not accept the worship of a sinful person who blasphemes Vaishnavas. Jai Vaishnava nachite prithvi dhanya hoy, jar drishti matra dash tike papa khoy. When a Vaishnav dances, the earth becomes glorious, and his glance counteracts sins in the 10 directions. Jai Vaishnava jana bahu tuliya nachite, Swargero shakal vigna ghuche bhalo mate. When a Vaishnav raises his arm and dances, when a Vaishnav raises his arms and dances, the inauspiciousness in the heavenly planets is totally vanquished. Gaudiya Bhashya, see Adi-khaṇḍa chapter 2, verses 182 to 184. Heno Mahabhagavata Śrīvāsa Pandita, tui papi ninda koili, tahar charita. Śrīvāsa Pandit is such an exalted devotee, yet you are so sinful that you blasphemed him. Eteke tohar kushta jvala kon kaj, mol shashta pashchate achen dharmaraj. Therefore, this burning pain of leprosy is nothing compared to the punishment that you will receive later from Yamaraj. Eteke amar drishya yogya naho tumi, tomar nishkriti kori pare nari ami. You are not fit to be seen by me, and I'm unable to deliver you. Gaudiya Bhashya. The Vaishnavas are worshipable to all the demigods, worshipable to all human beings, and totally worshipable to all. By blaspheming such Vaishnavas, the blasphemer suffers the pains of leprosy. Gaura Sundar said, burning pain and inconvenience resulting from leprosy are only a token punishment for the blasphemer of the Vaishnavas. Yamaraj awards greater punishment. Such a sinful person is never fit to be seen by anyone. The Supreme Lord never delivers such atheistic offenders of Vaishnavas from their sufferings. She kushta rogi shuni prabhur utar, dante trina kori bole hoya katar. When that leper heard the Lord's reply, he took straw between his teeth and spoke with great humility. Kichuna janilo mui apana khaiya, Vaishnaver ninda koilum pramatta hoya. I did not know anything. Out of madness, I ruined myself by blaspheming a Vaishnav. Gaudiya Bhashya. The leper said, out of madness, I've blasphemed a Vaishnav without understanding his glories. I have already suffered the punishment that was destined for my offense. You alone know the atonement for my offense. In reply, the Lord said, this ordinary suffering is just the beginning. Unlimited further suffering is given by Yamaraj to the blasphemer of a Vaishnava. Yamaraj awards 84,000 varieties of punishment. An offense is nullified only when the person who is offended with forgives the offender, just as a thorn is taken out from where it is just as a thorn is taken out from where it entered by the help of another thorn. So, I did not know anything. Out of madness, I ruined myself by blaspheming a Vaishnava. Atayev tar shashti bainu uchita ekone ishwar tumi chinta mor hita. Therefore, I have received appropriate punishment. O Lord, now think about my welfare. Sadur swabhava dharma dukhire udhare krita aparadhire o sadhu kripa kore. It is the natural duty of a saintly person to deliver the distressed. Saintly persons display mercy even on the offenders. Eteke tomare mui loinu sharan, tumi upekhile udharibe konajan. Therefore, I take shelter of you. If you neglect me, who will deliver me? Jahar je prayashchita sab tumi gyata, prayashchita bolo more tumi sarva pita. You know the proper atonement for everyone, and you are the Father of all. Please, therefore, tell me, what is my atonement? Vaishnava janer jeno nindana kori. Nindana korilum, uchita tahara e shasti je pailum. I have already received suitable punishment for blaspheming a Vaishnava. Prabhu bole Vaishnava nindae je jan kushtarog kontar shasti e likhan. The Lord said, Leprosy is insignificant compared to the other punishments for a person who blasphemes a Vaishnava. Apatata shasti kichu hoyache matra arkoto ache jama jatanar patra. You have received only a temporary punishment. There is more to come, for you are fit to be punished by Yamaraj. Chorashi sahasra jama jatana pratyakshe puna puna kori punje Vaishnava nindake. The blasphemer of Mahaprabhu said, the blasphemer of Vaishnavas repeatedly suffers 84,000 punishments awarded by Yamaraj. Chalo kushtirogi tumi Śrīvāsa sthane satvare poroy giya tahar charane. O leper, go quickly and take shelter at the feet of Śrīvāsa. Tar thai tumi koriyacho aparad nishkriti tomarti ho korile prasad. Since you have committed an offense against him, you will be relieved when he forgives you. Kanta phute je mukhe she mukhe jai pae kanta phutilesh ki skandhe bahirai. When a thorn enters the body, it must come out from the same place. If a thorn gets stuck in the foot, can it be taken out of the shoulder? E kohilaya tor nistar upay Śrīvāsa pandita komi leshe dukha jai. I have told you the means for your deliverance. If Śrīvāsa Pandit forgives you, you will be relieved of your suffering. Mahashuddha buddhi tiho tar thai gele komi ben shabdore nistari bo hele. His intelligence is most pure. If you approach him, he will easily forgive your offense and deliver you. Hare Krishna Gopal Kanasham Prabhu. Shuniya Prabhur Ati Susatya Vachan Mahajay Jai Dwani Koila Bhaktagan. After hearing the Lord's most truthful statements, the devotees all chanted Jai Jai. Shei Kushtarogi Shuni Prabhur Vachan Dandavata Hoya Chalila Tatakhan. After hearing the Lord's instructions, that leper offered obeisances and immediately left. Shei Kushtarogi Pai Śrīvāsa Prasad Mukta Hoilo Khandilo Shakala Aparad. Thereafter, that leper received the mercy of Śrīvāsa Pandit. He was thus delivered from his suffering, as his offenses were destroyed. Jate ka anartha hoy Vaishnava nindai apane ko hilai Shri Vaikuntha Rai. The Lord of Vaikuntha thus personally explains the havoc that is created by blaspheming a Vaishnava. Tatapi ho Vaishnavere ninde je jan tar shasta ache Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata. If anyone still blasphemes a Vaishnava, he will be punished by the Supreme Lord, Śrī Caitanya. Vaishnave Vaishnave je dekho ho gala gali paramarte nahet ite Krishna kutuhali. This is an important verse. The quarrels between Vaishnavas that one sees are not to be taken seriously, for they are pastimes in relationship to Krishna. This is a great verse. I want to memorize this one, because there's many instances that we have of even our acharyas having some quarrels with each other. But this is just, these are pastimes in relationship to Krishna. This is Krishna kutuhali. If everybody just got along and there was never any tension, then there would be no rest. That's why in Braj there's lots of tension all the time. There's lots of fighting, right? What are you going to say?
So-called arguments, disagreements with Vaishnavas have with each other, like Trivik Ramesh. Pujapad Vikram Maharaj and Gurudev sometimes had disagreements, but they were like, and Srila Bhama Maharaj, 3 bodies, 1 soul.
Yeah.
They were so intimately connected with each other. So it's very important to know if some Vaishnava appears to even criticize another activities of another Vaishnava. They're both elevated Vaishnavas. The safe thing is just to see that it's inconceivable for us and respect both Vaishnavas. But now we see, unfortunately, that there's some party spirit developing. And so, you know, in institutionalism, sometimes, you know, these ill feelings are taken on by disciples and others because they think they don't understand this very, very point.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Maharaj. That's a very, very important point. Very relevant. Yes. Gaudiya Bhashya. When foolish people see Vaishnavas quarrel, they think that their quarreling is like that of the non-devotees. But this is not the case. Rather, such quarreling increases their love for Krishna. The love for Krishna that Rukmini and Satyabhama amass while competitively reproaching each other is enhanced by such quarreling and competition. Therefore, by creating quarrels and differences of opinion among Vaishnavas, Śrī Caitanya-dev has established the ideal of quarrels in this world. Satyabhama Rukmini gala gali jeno paramarte ekathana dekhi bhinna heno. Although Satyabhama and Rukmini abuse each other and appear as opponents, they have a common spiritual goal. E mata Vaishnave bhinna nai, bhinna korayen ranga Chaitanya Goshai. Similarly, there are no differences between one Vaishnava and another. Differences are created by Lord Chaitanya. It's not done by the Vaishnavas, it's created by Lord Chaitanya for his pastimes. Ite je eka Vaishnavera paka hoy, anya Vaishnavere ninde she jai koi. This is an important verse. We memorized this. We had a shloka group when we memorized this verse here. And therefore, if one takes the side of one Vaishnava and blasphemes another, he is doomed. She jai koi. Eko haste ishwarer sheva ye keval, ar haste dukha dile tar ki kushal. If one serves the Supreme Lord with one hand and gives distress with the other hand, then how can he be benefited? Gaudiya Bhashya. If one serves the Supreme Lord with one hand and gives him trouble with the other hand, he can never achieve any auspiciousness. The Lord's devotees are like the limbs of Krishna's body. Therefore, they never become averse to his service. Shri Hari, Guru, and Vaishnav are equal in the vision of one who sees all living entities as devotees of the Supreme Lord. Only such a person is qualified to attain liberation from material existence.
Gurudev and Prabhupada give an example of two disciples. There's an example given by our acharyas. 2 disciples are massaging their Gurudev, and one see, oh, that he did something. So don't do that. Don't do that. You're doing it wrong. And he does something that hurts his Gurudev. And the other one says, no, no, no. So they fight over, and they're causing pain to the Guru over each other's quarrel. It's completely disrespectful and was missing the whole point of Guru Seva.
Yes, very important. Thank you, man. E mata sarva bhakta Krishner sharir, iha buje jay hoy parama mahadev. One who understands that all devotees are limbs of Krishna's body is, that person is he is a most sober person. That person who understands that all devotees are limbs of Krishna's body is a most sober person. Parama Mahadev. Abhed drishtite Krishna Vaishnava Bhajiya Jai Krishna Charan Seve She Jai Tariya. One who regards Krishna and the Vaishnavas as non-different while serving the lotus feet of Krishna, that person is delivered from material existence. Jai Gai Jai Shune Eshakal Punya Katha Vaishnava Parad Tar Na Janme Sarvata. One who chants or hears these auspicious topics never commits offenses to the Vaishnavas. Gaudiya Bhashya. By considering that there are differences between the devotees of the Supreme Lord, or that the Supreme Lord is not being served by a devotee, one commits Vaishnav Aparad. But there is no possibility of one committing an offense if he realizes that there is no differences between Hari, Guru, and Vaishnav. Such a person can never commit any Vaishnav Aparad, and they see that there's no difference between Hari, Guru, and Vaishnav. Henomate Shri Gaur Sundara Shanti Pure Achin Paramanande Advaita Mandire. In this way, Shri Gaurasundar enjoyed transcendental happiness as he resided in the house of Advaita at Shantipur.
One time, because Srila Prabhupada's disciples sometimes would hear him, sometimes even criticize, sometimes seemingly finding faults in his godbrothers. So one of my godbrothers in front of Srila Prabhupada and other devotees was saying things against his godbrother. And Srila Prabhupada became he shouted, no, you must respect. These are my godbrothers. My relationship is transcendental with them and based on love. You must respect. Very, very important.
Yes. And I really like that these quarrels are created by Lord Chaitanya. They're part of his pastimes. It's a completely transcendental affair. And then he gave an example of Satyabhama and Rukmini, that they said there's Kala Gali. Like
even the pastimes of Chatursan, 4 Kumaras, and the Vishnu Dutas, and they cursed him. That was an arrangement so that Krishna could take birth and engage in his Vira Ras.
Yes.
Because no one fights with him seriously in Vaikuntha.
Yes. Very, very good point. Thank you much. Madhava Purir Aradhana Punya Titi Daiva Joge Upasanna Hoilo Asitati. By divine arrangement, the auspicious appearance day of Śrīla Mādhavendra Purī arrived. Gaudiya Bhashya. Śrīla Mādhavendra Puri's appearance day is mentioned in verse 441. And that's just like a few days before Gaur Purnima, isn't it? Every day, every time during Navadip Parikrama is Madhavendra Puri's appearance. And every year there's a huge festival at Gopinath Gaudiya Math on that day. They invite everybody to come on that day. I went this year.
That's the disappearance day of Avadut Maharaj.
Oh yes, okay. The day that Madhavendra Puri Madhavendra Puri's day is it disappearance or appearance? I can't remember. But that's the day that our Sripad Bhaktivedanta Avadut Maharaj, just this last Navadip Parikrama, during that time, he passed. He left his body. Just 3 days before Gaur Purnima, on that day of Madhavendra Puri's day. Oh wow! And actually, Sajjan Maharaj is mentioning that he was at Madhavendra Puri's Bhajan Kutir at Radhakund. You said at Govindakund at that time when he entered Mithilila. And actually, that's why I came to Mayapur now, because we're going to have a festival in honor of Avadut Maharaj. We're going to do at 10 a.m. We're going to have kirtan, glorifications of Avadut Maharaj, and we'll honor Prasad. So it's pretty neat that we're hearing about, like on the day that we're observing his festival of, like Remembrance Festival, on that day, we're reading about the day when he actually left, like in our Caitanya-bhāgavata reading.
Gurudev left on appearance day of Śrīla Vāma, right?
Yeah, on the appearance day of Śrīla Vāma.
And,
Yes, Miri Haripal? What were you going to say?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. Maharaj was saying something.
That's okay.
No. So on that occasion, would that be possible to record Zoom or so we can all participate?
Sure, I can do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can do a live stream with my computer.
I missed his call just one day before he left, 2 days before he left.
if anyone wants to share something, a short glorification of Avadut Maharaj in some way in your memories, that's invited. And we'll try to give, for a few 5 or 10 minutes, something.
Jai Ho.
Also, Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj left on the appearance day of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta. Srila Bharti Maharaj, he left on the
Haridas Thakur.
appearance day or disappearance day of Haridas Thakur. So interesting.
Yeah. I hope.
It was so auspicious, amazing.
I think it's so neat that we're reading about the day that he actually left, like in our Caitanya-bhāgavata readings.
Yes.
But I mean, Mādhavendra Advaita Yadapi Bhedanai Tatapi Tahana Shishya Acharya Goshai. Although there is no difference between Madhavendra and Advaita, Acharya Goshai was Madhavendra's disciple. Gaudiya Bhashya. Although Śrī Advaita Prabhu enacted the pastime of being a disciple of Śrī Mādhavendra Purī, according to the principle of disciplic succession, one should not see any difference between them. Mahaprabhu Puri Dehe Shri Gaur Sundar Satya 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 Biharaye Nirantar. It is a certain fact that Shri Gaurasundar constantly resided in the body of Śrīla Mādhavendra Purī.
On Advaita Acharya Prabhu's appearance day, we went to Shantipur, and there's a bhajan picture when Mahaprabhu Puri visited Advaita Acharya and gave him the shoes.
Ah, nice, very nice. Gaudiya Bhashya. To preach the glories of the Supreme Lord in this world, Shri Gaurasundar appeared within Śrīla Mādhavendra Purī, and he preached pure devotional service. Śrīla Mādhavendra Purī was always invested with the full potency of the Supreme Lord. His incomparable service attitude is beyond the description of human language. Mahaprabhu Purir Akatya Vishnu Bhakti Krishner Prasade Sarva Kala Purna Shakti. Mahaprabhu Puri's devotional service to Vishnu is indescribable. By Krishna's mercy, he was always fully empowered. Jai mate Advaita Shishya hoi lentan chitta diya shuno she mangala akhyan. Now hear attentively the auspicious narration of how Advaita became his disciple. Jai shamoy nachilo Caitanya avatar Vishnu bhakti shunya sab achilo sansar. Before the advent of Lord Chaitanya, the entire world was devoid of devotional service to Vishnu. Takhone o Madhavendra Chaitanya kripai prem sukha sindhu majhe bhashen sadai. Yet, by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, even at that time, Madhavendra always floated in an ocean of ecstatic love. Niravadi dehe roma harsha ashrukampa hunkar garjana maha hasyastamba gharma. His body was always decorated with hairs standing on end, tears, shivering, roaring, thundering, laughing, becoming stunned, and perspiration. I'm just wondering why it always says thundering. Hunkar. Okay. Niravadi Govinder Dhyani Nahi Bahya Apane O Na Janen Ki Kore Na Karja. He was always so absorbed in meditation on Govinda that he did not know what he was doing. Patte choli jaite o apana apani nachen paramarange kori mahadvani. Even while walking on the road, he would dance in ecstasy and chant the name of Hari. Kokono baheno she ananda murcha hoy, dui tin prahare o dehe bahya noy. Sometimes he would lose consciousness in ecstasy for 6 to 9 hours. Kokono ba virahe je koren rodan, Ganga dhara bohe jeno adbhut kathan. Sometimes, while absorbed in feelings of separation, he would shed tears like streams of the Ganga. Such topics are certainly wonderful. Kokon hasen ati atta atta has, parananda rase khone hoy digvas. Sometimes he would laugh loudly, and sometimes in the mellows of ecstatic love, he would forget to dress. E mata Krishna sukhe Mādhavendra sukhi, sabe bhakti shunya loka dekhi boro dukhi. In this way, Madhavendra enjoyed the happiness of Krishna consciousness. Yet, he was most unhappy to see that the world was devoid of devotional service. Tar hita chintite bhave niti niti, Krishna prakata hoyen e tar mati. He would daily think about people's welfare. His desire was that Krishna would advent. Krishna jatra ahoratri Krishna saṅkīrtana, ihar uddesha nahi jane kona jan. No one knew anything about the festivals related to Krishna or the all-night chanting of Krishna's names and glories. Dharma karma loka sab e matra jane, mangala chandir gite kore jagarane. The only religious principle and pious activity that people knew was to sing the glories of Mangal Chandi throughout the night. Devata janen shabe shashti vishahari, tahare seven sabe mahadamba puri. The only deities they knew were Shashti and Vishahari, the goddess of snakes. They worshipped these deities with great pride. Dhana vangsha baruk koriya kamya mane, madhyamangshe danava pujaye kona jane. Some people worshipped the demons with wine and meat for the purpose of increasing their wealth and family. Jogi pala bhogi pala mahi paler git, iha shuni bare sharva loka anandita. Everyone was happy to hear the glories of the best of the yogis, the best of the sense enjoyers, and the best of the rulers. Ati bodo sukriti je snaner samoy, Govinda pundari kaksha nama ucharai. Only the most pious persons would recite the names of Pundarikaksha and Govinda at the time of taking bath. Kare ba Vaishnava bodhi ki ba saṅkīrtana, kene ba Krishner nritya kene ba krandan. Vishnu maya vashe loka kichui na jane, shakal jagata baddha mahatamo gune. By the influence of Vishnu's illusory energy, people did not know who was a Vaishnava, what was saṅkīrtana, or what was dancing and crying for Krishna. The entire world was entangled in the mode of ignorance. Loka dekhi dukha bhave Śrī Mādhavendra Purī, heno nahi tilarda sambhasha jare kori. Śrī Mādhavendra Purī became distressed on seeing the condition of the people. He did not find anyone fit to converse with. Sanyasir sane va koren sambhashan, sheho apanare matra bole narayan. When he tried to speak with the sannyasi would claim to be Narayan. E dukhe sannyasi sange na kohen katha, heno stan nahi Krishna bhakti shuni jatha. Because of this unhappy situation, he would not speak with sannyasis. He could not find any place where devotional service to Krishna was discussed. Jnani yogi tapasvi sannyasi khyati jar, kar mukhe nahi dasya mahima prachar. Even those renowned as jnanis, yogis, ascetics, and sannyasis never spoke about the glories of service to the Lord. Gaudiya Bhashya. People who were intoxicated by material life considered that by worshipping Mangal Chandi and singing her glories, they attained the highest platform of religious principles and pious activities. They took great pride in the service of Vishahari and Shashti. In other words, they considered their service as equal to the service of the Supreme Lord, and in this way, they propagated their learned stature. Some of them worshipped the demons and daityas to increase their wealth and family and to fulfill their material desires. Some of them glorified their temporary fruitive activities by praising the activities of the best of the yogis, the best of the sense enjoyers, and the best of the rulers. The most pious people chanted the names of Pundarikaksha and Govinda only at the time of taking bath. People intoxicated with material life would never discuss the glorification of Krishna, Vaishnavas, or the purpose of Krishna's variegated pastimes. On seeing such abominable behavior of the materialistic people, Śrī Mādhavendra became particularly unhappy. Mahaprabhu Purī did not even try to converse with the best of the sannyasis, who proudly claimed to be Narayan. He merged in an ocean of distress because he saw that the people of the entire world were devoid of devotional service. Although he introduced the performance of congregationally glorifying Krishna's pastimes with a desire to deliver such people, they could not understand his intention. The so-called Gyanis, Yogis, ascetics, and sannyasis could not understand the glories of devotional service to the Supreme Lord. Jata adhyapaka shab darka sheva khane, tara saba krishner vigraha nahi mane. All the teachers simply taught dry argument. They did not accept that Krishna has a form. Gaudiya Bhashya. The best of the Sanskrit teachers were the crest jewel among dry speculators. They became averse to Krishna's service by considering that his form was ordinary. They tried to establish through arguments that devotional service to the Lord was useless. Dekhite shunite dukhi Śrī Mādhavendra Purī. Mane mane chinte bane vasa giya kori. On seeing and hearing such things, Śrī Mādhavendra Purī became unhappy. He considered going to reside in the forest. Lokamate brahmikene Vaishnava dekhite, kothao Vaishnava nama nashuni jagate. Why am I looking for a Vaishnava among ordinary people? In this world, I have not even heard the word Vaishnava. Ataeva eshaka lokamadya hoite, bane jai jatalok napai dekhite. Therefore, I should leave these people and go to the forest so that I do not have to see them. Eteke shevana bhalo eshab hoite, vane kata nahe avaishnaver sahite. The forest is a better place to live because I do not have to speak with non-devotees there. Gaudiya Bhashya. When there is no public discussion of topics regarding the Supreme Lord, if I speak with anyone, I hear only about the illusory energy of the Lord. So it is better for me to live in the forest where there are no ordinary people and no non-devotees. These considerations prominently arose in the mind of Śrī Mādhavendra Purī. E mata mano dukha bhavite chintite, Ishwar ichai dekha, Advaita sahite. While he was unhappily contemplating in this way, by the will of the Supreme Lord, he met Advaita. Vishnu bhakti shunya dekhi shakala samsar, Advaita Acarya dukha bhaven apar. Advaita Acarya was greatly unhappy to see the entire world devoid of devotional service to Vishnu. Tathapi Advaita Singha Krishner Kripai, Drida Kori Vishnu Bhakti Vakhane Sadai. Still, by the mercy of Krishna, the lion-like Advaita always preached the devotional service of Vishnu with firm determination. Gaudiya Bhashya. While Śrī Mādhavendra was feeling distressed because of the absence with Krishna's devotees, because of the absence of association with Krishna's devotees, Śrī Advaita Prabhu, by the mercy of the Supreme Lord, began to forcefully preach the devotional service of Vishnu. Nirantar Porayen Gita Bhagavat Bhakti Bhakanen Matra Granter Jemata. He constantly taught Bhagavad Gita and Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. He taught that devotional service was the purport of these two literatures. Gaudiya Bhashya. Mayavadis averse to the Lord's service do not discuss Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, and they cannot understand the purport of Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, Śrī Advaita Prabhu gave the Karmis, Yogis, and Mayavadis an opportunity to hear explanations of Bhagavad Gita and Śrīmad Bhāgavatam based on devotional service. Bhagavad Gita and Śrīmad Bhāgavatam never recommend any path other than devotional service. Because people averse to the mellows of devotional service do not understand this, they consider Bhagavad Gita and Śrīmad Bhāgavatam as literatures averse to the principles of devotional service. Actually, the only aim of Bhagavad Gita and Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is to make all living entities inclined to Krishna. Enoi shamoy Madhavendra Mahashaya Advaiter grihe asi hoila udoy. At that time, Madhavendra Mahashaya arrived at the house of Advaita. Gaudiya Bhashya. Mahaprabhu Purī arrived at the house of Advaita Prabhu in Shantipur when Advaita was exhibiting enthusiasm for preaching. Dekhiya Advaita Tana Vaishnava Lakhan Pranama Hoya Puri Lain Shekhan. As soon as Advaita saw the signs of a Vaishnav in Madhavendra, Advaita offered him obeisances. Madhavendra Purī o Advaita Kori Kole Sinchilen Angatan Premananda Jale. And Mahaprabhu Purī embraced Advaita and soaked his body with tears of ecstatic love. Anyonye Krishna Katha Rase Duijan Apanara Deho Karo Na Hoy Smaran. They both became so absorbed in discussing topics of Krishna consciousness between themselves that they forgot about their bodies. Gaudiya Bhashya. Śrī Mādhavendra and Śrī Advaita became so intoxicated by the mellows of discussing Krishna's topics that they forgot about their own bodies. The conditioned souls of this material world are always absorbed in contrary topics. They are so intoxicated by the bodily concept of life that they have no remembrance of Krishna. Mahaprabhu Purī prem Antya-khaṇḍa Megha darashane murcha hoy shekhan. The ecstatic love of Madhava Puri is beyond description. He would lose consciousness upon seeing a cloud. Gaudiya Bhashya. The ecstatic love of Śrī Mādhavendra is extraordinary. When ordinary people see a cloud, they think it may rain, and nice crops will grow, and the earth will be cool. But Mahaprabhu Purī, he saw the complexion of Krishna within the cloud, and he became so absorbed in thoughts of Krishna that he became completely aloof from the propensity to enjoy this external world and lost consciousness. Krishna Nama Shunile Koren Hunkar Khaneke Sahasra Hoy Krishner Vikar. As soon as he heard the name of Krishna, he would roar loudly. In one moment, thousands of transformations of ecstatic love for Krishna would manifest in his body. Dekhiya tahar Vishnu bhaktir udoy boro sukhi hoila Advaita Mahashaya. Advaita Mahashaya was most pleased to see the manifestation of devotional service to Vishnu in Mahaprabhu Purī. Tar thai upadesh korila grahan heno mate Madhavendra Advaita milan. Advaita then took instruction from him. This is how Madhavendra and Advaita met. Gaudiya Bhashya. The word thai means near or from. On seeing the full manifestation of devotional service in Śrī Mādhavendra Purī, Śrī Advaita Prabhu took mantra and instructions on worship from him. The desire that Advaita nourished in his heart as a bud, now had the opportunity to blossom, Many people think that one should take mantra and instruction from a family guru, and that there is no need to consider whether that guru has devotion to Krishna or not, or that they will attain auspiciousness by artificially learning devotional service from those who deceive ordinary people to attain fame by manifesting 8 kinds of bodily transformations while clapping their hands. Some time ago, the practices of heating the body by binding a piece of garlic to the throat and shedding tears by rubbing the eyes with hands smeared with chili powder were accepted as limbs of devotional service by deceitful people, who thereby always remained inert and artificially shed tears from their dry eyes.
One time, Srila Prabhupada was asked by one of his disciples, Srila Prabhupada, you've given us so many literatures, Bhagavad Gita, Śrī Mādhavendra Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna book. You've given us so many wonderful literatures that explain Krishna consciousness. Is there really any necessity to take diksha from a real guru? One could get so much out of your books. And Prabhupada leaned on and said, no. He said, the books can't do this.
Books can't twist your
Twisted his ears.
Thank you much. Okay, so these bogus gurus, they'd heat the body by binding a piece of garlic to their throat and shedding tears while rubbing their eyes with their hands smeared with chili powder. So, and those kinds of people, those kinds of bogus people, accepted as the limbs. Okay, so to deliver unfortunate people whose hearts were captured by the unauthorized practice of taking instructions from such deceitful people, people who take shelter at the feet of Advaita genuinely cultivate and aspire for Śrī Mādhavendra Purī's transformations of ecstatic love, which are devoid of the desire for enjoying wealth, women, and fame, Kanak, Kamini, and Pratishta. The Gaudiya Mat does not encourage any form of duplicity. Therefore, the sincere servants of Gaudiya Mat are followers of Śrī Mādhavendra Purī and instructors for they are instructors for uprooting these cheating practices. Madhava Purir Aradhanar Divase Sarvasva Nikshepa Kore Advaita Harishe. Since then, Advaita joyfully celebrated Mahaprabhu Puri's appearance date every year. Just what verse are we reading up to? 459. So since then, Advaita joyfully celebrated Mahaprabhu Puri's appearance day every year. Daiveshe punyatiti asiya milila santoshe Advaita sajja purite lagila. By divine arrangement, that auspicious day arrived, and Advaita happily began to make arrangements for the occasion. Gaudiya Bhasha. The word sajja means arrangements or preparations. Shri Gaur Sundar Sa Parishada Sane Boro Shuki Hoilen She Punyadine. Shri Gaur Sundar and his associates all felt great happiness on that auspicious day. She Titi Puji Bare Acharya Goshai Jata Saja Korilen Tar Antanai. There is no end to the arrangements made by Acharya Goshai to celebrate that occasion. Nana dik hoite saja lagilo asite, heno nahi jani ke anoe kon bhite. Ingredients flowed in from all directions. No one knew who brought them or where they came from. Mahaprabhu Purī prati priti sabakar, save loilen jatha jogya adhikar. Since everyone had love for Mahaprabhu Purī, they all accepted appropriate responsibilities. I loilen jata randaner bhar, I vedi sarva vaishnaver parivar. Mother Shachi took the responsibility of cooking, and the wives of the Vaishnavas agreed to help her. Nityananda Prabhu Vara Santosha Apar, Vaishnava Pujite Loilen Adhikar. Nityananda Prabhu was unlimitedly happy. He took the responsibility of worshipping the Vaishnavas. Keho bole ami shab ghoshibo chandan. Keho bole mala ami koribo granthan. Someone said, I will grind whatever sandalwood paste is required. Another said, I will make flower garlands. Keho bole jol ani bare mor bhar. Keho bole mor dai stana upaskar. Someone else said, I will bring the water. Another person said, my duty will be to clean the place. Keho bole mui joto Vaishnava charan. Mor bhar shakal koribo prakalan. Someone said, my responsibility will be to wash the feet of all the Vaishnavas. Keho bande pataka chandoya keho tane. Keho bhandarer dravya de keho ane. Someone prepared flags. Someone put up the canopy. Someone brought the ingredients. Someone brought the ingredients to the storeroom, and someone distributed them. Koto jane lagila korite saṅkīrtana. Anande kore nritya ar koto jan. Some devotees began kirtan, and some danced in ecstasy. Ar koto jan hari boloye kirtane. Shankha gantha bhajayen aro koto jane. Some of the devotees chanted the name of Hari in the kirtan, while some blew conchs and some rang bells. Koto jan kore titi pujibar karja. Keho ba hoila titi pujar acharya. Some of them engaged in preparing the ingredients for worship, while someone took the role as the head pujari. E mata parananda rase bhaktagan. Shabe koren karja jar jenoman. Being absorbed in the mellows of transcendental happiness, all the devotees engaged in various activities according to their desires. Gaudiya Bhashya. The various devotees began to display their skills in the worship of Śrī Mādhavendra Purī during the grand festival of Advaita and Gaura's meeting. If those who pass their days relishing palatable foodstuffs and displaying laziness for the service of the Supreme Lord, rather than accepting the responsibility of serving during the present artificial festivals. So if they read this portion of Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata, they will understand that Gaura Sundar, Nityananda, and Advaita Prabhu's festival is not meant for sense gratification, like the ordinary festivals of the karmis. The Gaudiya Math does not encourage such non-Vaishnava festivals. The grand festivals of the Gaudiya Math are always celebrated by enthusiastic devotees with life. But ignorant persons say that festival organizers with life must save money for useless sacrifices to be performed after their death. When those claiming to be Gaudiya Math preachers desire to enjoy accumulated wealth and begin endeavoring like karmis attached to material enjoyment, they better start saving money now to satisfy that desire. The Gaudiya Math devotees with life are not accumulators of such lifeless wealth. They say that when preachers become lifeless and entrust the responsibility of preaching to hired preachers, then if the hired preachers accumulate excess wealth, they become enjoyers rather than servants. Therefore, they are not prepared to accept the karmis and gyanis' ambitions, which lead one to hell. Khao pio leho deho ar haridvani. Iha boy chatur dige ar nahi shuni. Nothing could be heard in the four directions other than the name of Hari and the instructions to eat, drink, take, or give. Khao pio leho deho. Shankar ghanta mridanga mandira karata. Saṅkīrtana shange dvani bhajaye bishal. The sound of the saṅkīrtana, accompanied by conchs, bells, mridangas, mandiras, and karatals, was tumultuous. Paranande kaharo nahiko bahya gyan. Advaita bhavana hoilo Śrī Vaikuṇṭha dham. In their transcendental ecstasy, no one displayed external consciousness. the house of Advaita, thus transformed into the abode of Vaikuntha. Okay, it is 8:16. Do you mind if I read until 8:30, like for another 14 minutes? Because we're close to the end of this chapter. I did schedule to stop here at 4:59, but we're so close to the end of the chapter, and tomorrow we're going to be having the Dainik Nadia Prakash session. And so it'd be nice to not have to break it up too much.
Are you going to read about Govinda Ghosh?
So, oh yes, actually, never mind. I forgot about Govinda Ghosh. So thank you, Maharaj. I totally forgot about that. Actually, okay, so we will stop here, and we will read about the Govinda Ghosh. I completely forgot about that. Sajjan Maharaj just reminded me. So, yeah, today is the disappearance day of Shri Govinda Ghosh. We can read the Harikatha from Srila Bhaktivinoda Bharati Goswami Maharaj. Okay, so let's find this. Oh, and I'm just seeing all the devotees here. Haribo Rasapriya Didi, Vidya Lalasa Didi, Rukmini Didi, Champak Mataji. Sudevi Didi. It's been a while. Hare Krishna. Rukmini Didi and Champak Mataji. Hare Krishna. All right, so let's read about Govinda Ghosh. vcvani.com. Shri Govinda Ghosh Thakur. Okay, let me make this bigger. Like that. Okay, so April 6th, today, 2024, is the disappearance day of Shri Govinda Ghosh Thakur in Vrindavan and also here in Navadvip, India. The following is a Bhav Anuvad of the Katha given by Srila Bhaktivinoda Bharati Goswami Maharaj on the same Tithi on March 25th, 2017. Srila Bharati Maharaj's classes so often would start, Aaj ek vishesh tithi hai. Today is a special day. On this day, a festival called Shubha Vijay is celebrated at Varaha Nagar in honor of Sriman Mahaprabhu's auspicious arrival there. Varaha Nagar is in Kolkata. If you're in Kolkata, I went there recently. On our way to Keturi. We go through Varaha Nagar, then we went to Patpadi, then Keturi, like that. So it's in actual Kolkata city itself. Wherever Mahaprabhu went, the people celebrate at those places on that day in remembrance of him. Since the time of Mahaprabhu's arrival at Varaha Nagar, the residents of Varaha Nagar would go to Jagannath Puri for his darshan every year. Along the way, they would also carry Raghav Pandit's jali, his bag of goods, with them for Mahaprabhu. That's also in Keturi, isn't it? Also today is the disappearance of Govinda Ghosh Thakur, or Ghosh Thakur's Tirobhav, as he was properly referred to as Ghosh Thakur. Govinda Ghosh, Madhav Ghosh, and Vasudev Ghosh were three brothers who were all excellent kirtaniyas. At the time when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to dance in front of Lord Jagannath during the Rath Yatra, the devotees would divide into 7 groups and sing kirtan. There are 4 groups in the front, 1 on each side, and 1 at the back of the Rath. One of those kirtan groups included the 3 Ghosh brothers, with Govinda Ghosh appointed as the leader by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Govinda Ghosh had a son who left his body at a young age. Following his son's death, Govinda Ghosh, who used to serve a deity of Lord Gopinath, stopped his seva. Seeing this, Gopinath inquired, "Why have you stopped worshipping me?" Govinda Ghosh replied, "As my only son is no more, and my brothers live in different places, there's nobody to continue your service after me, and there's no one to serve me or perform my last rites either. After I leave this body, your seva will be stopped. After I leave this body, your seva will be stopped anyways. Considering this, I have stopped your seva. I've stopped seva to you. Then Lord Gopinath said, why don't you consider me as your son? And here's a picture of the Gopinath Titi. Wow, beautiful, huh? So Gopinath said, why don't you consider me as your son? From today, I am your son eternally. I will perform your last rites. Thus, during the Tirubhav Titi of Ghosh Thakur, a carnival takes place at Ghosh Thakur's residence. It's a place not very far away from Mayapur, one railway station away. Wow, so it's easy to go there on this day. And Lord Gopinath takes kusha grass and performs the Shraddh ceremony for Ghosh Thakur. Every year after Mahaprabhu's appearance day, 14 vigrahas, 14 deities from Krishna Nagar are brought together there. I remember the king of Krishna Nagar, he used to bring all the vigrahas, all the deities, and have a grand festival there. I had never visited Lord Gopinath until once, while we were visiting Krishna Nagar for the annual festival of the Mat. Lord Gopinath appeared in my Shiksha Guru. Wait, what was that? He appeared in my Shiksha Guru, Pujapad Śrīmad Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj's dream. Wow, Gopinath appeared in Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj's dream and expressed his desire to accept some kheer, some sweet rice made from milk from him. So Puri Goswami Maharaj went there and arranged for the offering of kheer bhog. On that occasion, I had the fortune to visit and have darshan of Lord Gopinath. Here's another picture if anyone wants to see. From Ghosh Thakur's incident, we can see how the Lord is subservient to his devotees. Just because his devotee thought, oh, who will perform my last rites? Gopinath himself proclaimed, I will do it. Thus, on this day, Gopinath himself performs the Shraddh ceremony. To this day, many from Mayapur attend the festival, but not as much to see Gopinath as to see the carnival, the Mela. It's a 3-day, Sajjan Maharaj is saying it's a 3-day festival, 3-day carnival, Mela. The festival is popularly known as Ghosh Thakur's Mela. It is quite a grand festival. Many people put up stalls there, stay for 2 days to earn well, and leave. There is one person who is working on our fields. There's one person who is working on our fields. He once asked for 3 days of leave, as he wanted to participate in Ghosh Thakur's Mela. The deity of Mahaprabhu for each of our mats came from there. Wow, so the deity of Mahaprabhu and all the Chaitanya and all the branches of Chaitanya Gauriya Mat came from that place. I think it's called Agradvip, Agratala. That I have that in my mind. If anybody knows for sure, you can confirm. That's the place. So the deity of Mahaprabhu Guru Maharaj would like it. Guru Maharaj would like it that way, as it was symbolic of the fact that we worship Mahaprabhu of Navadvip. It has been almost 375 years now, and the carnival still happens in a grand fashion. On his disappearance day today, I pray at the lotus feet of Govinda Ghosh Thakur that if we develop similar firm faith and complete surrender as he had in the Lord's lotus feet, then our human birth will be successful. Jai Shri Govinda Ghosh Thakur ki Jai. Jai, 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 Jai. All right, so that is our reading for today. I'll just do a short kirtan and then we will end. Okay, let us say Shri Mataji. Oh, and I'm just looking at Rukmini Didi's comments. She says this verse appears 4 or 5 times. Oh, sorry, these are, Srila Prabhupada mentioned this past time in a purport, but not by name. Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam. Cool. All right, Hare Krishna, it is Agradvip. Hari Bo Vangsi Wala Prabhu. Okay, thank you. Agradvip. Okay, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Radha Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe Govinda Gosha Thakur Tandanaye Tandanaye Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe Jaya Govind Ghosh Thakur Jaya Govind Ghosh Thakur Govinda Ghosh Thakur Jaya Govinda Ghosh Thakur Jaya Govinda Ghosh Thakur Govinda Ghosh Thakur Jaya Jaya Guru Deva 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 Guru Deva Jaya Guru Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Jai Hari Bol Jai. Do you want to do Jai Dwani Maharaj?
Jai Sri Guru Gauranga Giri Hari Radha Vinoti Hari Jyoti Jai
Jai.
Nityalila Parvishta Master Tadazat Shish Master Bhaktivedanta Swami Master Prabhupada Ki Jai
Jai.
Nityalila Parvishta Master Tadazat Shish Master Bhaktivedanta Swami Master Gurudev Ki Jai
Jai.
Nityalila Parvishta Master Tadazat Shish Master Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai
Jai.
Pujabhat Bhaktivedanta Trivikram Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Nityalila Parvishta Master Tadazat Shish Master Govinda Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Nityalila Parvishta Master Tadazat Shish Master Bhakti Digyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Nityalila Parvishta Master Tadazat Shish Master Bhakti Gaita Mara Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Nityalila Parvishta Master Tadazat Shish Master Bhakti Gaita Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Nityalila Parvishta Master Tadazat Shish Master Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Nityalila Parvishta Master Tadazat Shish Master Bhakti Jivan Janardana Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Nityalila Parvishta Master Tadazat Shish Master Bhakti Rakshastra Siddhar Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Nityalila Parvishta Master Tadazat Shish Master Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Nityalila Parvishta Master Tadazat Shish Master Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Jagat Guru Prabhupada Ki Jai Bhagavad Shri Gaur Krishna Swami Maharaj Ki Jai Satyam Goswami Shri Satyananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur Ki Jai Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannath Swami Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Gauri Varanta Chari Shri Bhadevi Bhushan Ki Jai Raja Chari Shri Vishnu Swami Thakur Ki Jai Shri Nartam Śrīvāsa Prabhu Trai Ki Jai Shri Krishna Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai Shri Ramadas Thakur Ki Jai Shri Rupanuga Guru Arga Ki Jai Shri Rupa Shri Sanatan Bhakta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhakta Dasragana Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai Shri Swarup Damodar Roy Ramanandari Gaur Prashni Ki Jai Namaskar Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Shri Gaur Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Śrī Advaita Acarya Śrī Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Shri Antya-khaṇḍa My Bourse Mandri Guru Mandri Kola Richard Chandri Mandri Mandri Krishna Dam Ki Jai Shri Radha Govinda Radha Gopinath Radha Manamohan Jogi Jai Shri Radha Kun Shamakun Gauri Devi Jmuni Devi Bhakti Devi Tasi Varnami Brinda Devi Ki Jai Śrī Purnamāsi Gomāya ki jai, Śrī Gopishwan Mahadeva ki jai, Sarva Vishnu Pravishta Śrī Giriraj Maharaj ki jai, Śrī Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Śrī Shankara ki jai, Bhakti Vidya Rasika Śrī Nrsimha Bhagavan ki jai, Bhagavad Śrī Maharaj ki jai, Ananta-koti Vaishnava ki jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakti ki jai, Śrī Govinda Ghosh Thakur ki jai, Śrī Varaha ki jai,
Yeah, Mahaprabhu's arrival in Varahanagar ki jai.
Varahanagar ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi.
Hari Hari Bol.
Ananta-koti Vaishnava ki jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakti ki jai. Kodakakos Vastavata Sinira. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Pujapad.
Hey. Śrīpād Bhaktivedanta Sajan Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna. And Śrī Caitanya-bhāgavata ki jai, Śrīla Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai, the Gaudiya Bhashya of Śrīla Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai, the deliverance of the leper Brahman ki jai, and the festival of Mahaprabhu Purī ki jai, and Advaita Acharya's house ki jai, Śrī Advaita Acarya ki jai, Vaishnava Thakur ki jai, Shnitai Gaur Premanandi. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavashacha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Sattvatai Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpadvishta Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patiktanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Pranams Maharaj first of all, and Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Shubhananda Prabhu, Krishna Mai Didi, Gopal Ghanasham Prabhu, and let's see on YouTube and Facebook. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Amit Dondekar, Raseshwari Mataji, Stanley Green, Rasapriya Didi, Vidyalalasa Didi, Rukmini Didi, Sudevi Didi, Champak Mataji, and Vangsiwala Prabhu, and everybody else. Dandavat Pranams. Thank you so much for joining.
Organize a time for a Zoom conference, and you can give them a link.
Oh yes. So Nri Hari Prabhu was asking about the program that we're just now about to go for. Well, like in a couple hours from now, we're going to start a program for in honor of Śrīpād Bhaktivedanta Avadhut Maharaj, a very senior disciple of Srila Prabhupada, and also a very dear follower of my Srila Gurudev. And so we're having a festival in remembrance of him in a couple hours from now. We'll do kirtan for probably like an hour, and then we'll have remembrances of him and like that glorification. So I think I'll probably go live just for the glorification part. So probably 11, I'm guessing around 11 a.m. India time. I'll go live. You can check it out on my Facebook page and my YouTube channel. If anybody would like to hear the glories of Avadhut Maharaj, who
I do get the prompt
on the day that we're hearing that we read about today, about the huge massive festival of Mahaprabhu Purī.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes. So amazing, isn't it?
And some of the devotees like Nri Hari Prabhu has expressed his desire maybe to say some glorification of Avadhut Maharaj. If anyone else has any memories of him that they would like to share, then put your proposal to Madhukar Prabhu as well.
Yeah. You can. You could come on Zoom, and you can make a glorification on Zoom.
I'm not very presentable. I've been doing the chemotherapy, and I cannot.
Well, if you feel uncomfortable about showing your face, we could just shut off the video, and you can just speak.
Okay. All right.
All right. That'd be wonderful.
Bye. Haribo.
Dandavat pranams, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And tomorrow is going to be, we're going to be reading with Śrīvāsa is going to take us through some Dainik Nadia Prakash articles that he has been translating. This is a program every other Sunday. We're having this special Dainik Nadia Prakash program. There's a website, nadiaprakash.com, and that's where all the articles that he's translating is going up there. Actually, ISKCON hired Śrīvāsa to do this. And there are, as I mentioned before, this is a daily magazine that went on for 12 years. So I think we're going to be doing this program for a long time. Anyhow, all right. Thank you so much for joining. See you all tomorrow for that. And yeah, Jai Shri Radhe.